Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well today. This is Sally Harris, and today I want to talk to you about sibling rivalry, basically. If you have an adult child who is struggling in one way or another, and maybe they talk and complain to you about your relationship with their sibling, maybe they're having some jealousy around that. So I hear that a lot from moms, so I wanted to address that. And so for those of you that are new here to my channel, this channel exists because I'm a firm believer that every mom deserves a support system during this time. And so let's get started on this topic because this topic is a big one, a very common one, and I just wanted to try to address. I have 3 thoughts for you on this. Number 1 is you can't compare your kids. So if you're a mom who has more than one child, sometime throughout their life, even when they were toddlers, you probably think, well, this child was able to do XYZ, but this one's struggling with that, right? Sometimes we forget that our kids are on their own path. We forget that they have their own journey, their own personality, their own emotional, physical, and spiritual needs, and also wounds as they get older. So as we go through life and we get knocked up and down, we get hurt, we get emotionally, we get spiritually attacked. And these things do stay with us if we don't fight back. And so all of that to say, keep that in the front of your mind that you cannot compare your kids, okay? Many of you tell me that I have 2 or 3 kids and, only one went astray, the others are fine. What did I do wrong? Majority of the time, this has nothing to do with you, right? We, as moms, take it all on. And some of you may disagree with that. And in some aspects, you're right in the sense of we have to own whatever part we played. If we know full well that we played a part in our adult kids, struggles in life because of something that you are very well aware of that happened when they were a kid or as a teenager or growing up, then yes, you have to own that, right? This is not all the mom's fault. This is not all the child's fault. But majority of the time, it has nothing to do with you. It's their own struggles of one thing or another. So number 2 boils down to jealousy, right? So when you have more than one son or daughter, you definitely know that there's definitely jealousy there. And so, but their struggles with their siblings is their reality, right? And again, grades may have come easier from one to the other. There might have been boyfriends or girlfriends, that whole thing, friendships, especially if they're close in age. But if they're unhappy, that's something that they have to work on. You can't fix that for them. And that's something that a lot of moms really, really struggle with. And number 3 is love them where they're at. If you have a child who is obviously over the age of 18, they're an adult, you can't feel guilty for where they're at in their life. They need to come to terms with whatever the past was, wherever they're currently at, and they have to come to terms with that enough to where they want to make change. You can't make the change for them. The problem with us moms, what we do is we own all their stuff. Sometimes we don't even own our own stuff, right? So we've got our own stuff. Then we take their stuff as well. And so ideally, don't be a people pleaser, right? Don't be a people pleaser just to try to make, you want to keep the peace in your family and the siblings, but the relationship between the siblings is their relationship. It has nothing to do with you. So you really need to kind of step aside from that. And I know a lot of you do a really good job of that. The moms that I coach, this is a subject we almost always talk about. And majority of the time, if there's only one child that has, kind of gone astray, the other one's fine, for example, many times those 2 don't talk, right? Because the one that is doing okay doesn't want to take part in whatever's going on with the other one. And then there's also times where, your brother or sister is your advocate. And so they're trying to help you. But to do your best to not allow your other child to get all sucked into everything as well, because it can definitely affect their own life. So I know that was a lot, but if you have more than one child, I'm pretty sure you can identify with some of the stuff that I said, because it is a whole different ballgame versus if you've only had one child. So that's a big difference. So anyway, I hope that helped, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.